Well, it is befitting of what Dom Capers was all about when he played here at Mount Union. The teammate of head coach Larry Karras, former head coach, now his son Vince, and now he is the defensive coordinator, of course, of the Green Bay Packers. But this one has now, because of the weather conditions, certainly turned into not only a very difficult situation, but a problematic situation for offensive football teams. 34-27, North Central on top. Jordan Hargrove for Mount Union on the return. Nice return by Hargrove. All right, how did these football teams get to the semifinals? North Central. In the second half, Shane Durkee, they call him a little eraser with his huge punt return to get him going.
Yeah, and then it was Matt Randolph, the guy that's replacing the starting tailback, and Ryan Kent coming in here. Came up a little short on a 2-point extra point play, and then this defense has just really been laying the wood to these quarterback Kevin Burke. He hasn't been able to do anything in the second half, and then it's special teams that turn this thing over. And for Mount Union's offense, 225 yards in the first half, only 69 here in the second half.
Look at B.J. Mitchell. He came out the back door to get 12 yards as he cut that back and found a seam. Now the big question is, after 3 and outs on their last 3 drives and only 16 yards of offense, how does Gallardi Trophy finalist Kevin Burke and Mount Union answer this?
Well, they do what they do, and that's why they've been national champions so much. They don't panic in this situation here. I think they continue to pound the football, not going to throw it through the air, and see what they can break. It's only going to take one big play.
Well, speaking of breaking, B.J. Mitchell, he spun out of 1 tackle at the line of scrimmage, but absolutely had the feet slide out from under him as he was trying to get to the edge.
Yeah, when I look at this weather, and you can see handing the football off's the key. You got linebackers that are very aggressive, a defensive front here. Somehow I just think a quick hitter over the line of scrimmage and find some receiver, and that's the way I think you're going to break it in the pass game.
Another 100-plus yard rushing day for B.J. Mitchell, and you wonder about trying to get to the edges and outside the numbers in your run game. Burke's going to keep the football. Looking for a block from Mitchell. Got a block from Mitchell. It'll step out of bounds after a short game. John trying to, as I said, get to the outside. How perilous is that right now?
Well, I just think you keep pounding it to the inside. You just can't make the quick moves to the outside. Burke almost lost the football that time, and you can see sometimes he doesn't give the ball up when it looks like actually B.J. Mitchell has an opportunity to get that quick hitter, but it may be that thing where you just want to get that quick pop, something that's going to just break through.
This defensive front 4, though, Josh Fick, Brian Wilson, Alex Tripp, John Ficosi, they've been real good. That front 4, North Central. Another 3rd and long, Kevin Burke. Burke came middle. It was hauled in by Luke Meacham, who made a big catch as the snow flies here at Mount Union Stadium. First down, Raiders.
And a huge catch by Meacham as he comes down with this. Again, the ball thrown a little bit high here. Nice play. Gets the first down, keeps the chains moving, and I think that's the space you want to go to. Somewhere over the ball, find those connections, and I think you can move these chains.
14 yards at a first down. That was huge on 3rd down and long. Now for the 37-yard line, Burke will keep, nowhere to go. John Ficosi. We've called his name over and over today, along with linebacker Nick Slezak. Those two have been terrific.
Yeah, it's almost like they've changed their game plan a little bit, not to, again, giving the ball to Mitchell, but again, 2 guys covered well that time, but they're almost just focusing clearly on Burke, that he's going to keep the football like he's done most of the football game.
Snow has been falling and accumulating since we started the game at noon today, and Kevin Burke, now with his football team down by 7. Burke to put it up. Ficosi in pursuit. Burke still alive, and he'll step out of bounds. Burke in the neighborhood about the 35-yard line. Is going to bring up 3rd down, and let's call it about 4, maybe long 3, short 4. the 30-yard line where Burke stepped out of bounds. There are no more numbers to be seen.
No, Adam Sadarski that time, he was coming after Burke, and he probably made the best decision all day to not hit him late when he was going out of bounds in that situation.
Now, you know this is 2-down territory. 3rd and 3 for Kevin Burke. Never lost a football game, ladies and gents. 28-0 as a Mount Union starter. And this is B.J. Mitchell as he powered his way behind the blocks of center James Kent and the guards Michael Frank and Pat Mahoney. Probably going to be short, John, 4th and about a yard.
Well, you mentioned to it, it's going to be 4-down territory here. And if they went 4 down in their own territory, they're certainly going to go for it here.
Again, what's at stake? The winner to go to the Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl. This is the first time North Central has ever been to the semis. They want to punch their ticket. Mount Union. And Mount Union has gone to 9 straight. They've won 11 national championships, but they trail by 7. 34-27. 4th and 1 for Kevin Burke from the 28. Burke, first down on that tough run. Terrific presence from Kevin Burke. 4th and 1. He got 5, first down.
Well, no surprise he was going to get the football here. Bobbled the snap a little bit. Watch the effort, just a little bit at the end, trying to throw the football over the top to get that first down where he clearly had enough yards, but just that extra effort, and that's what he brings to this team.
130 yards rushing, and Kevin Burke went 15-0 and won a national championship as a sophomore starter. Vince Karras, his head coach, says he's a winner, a leader. Now I'll go to the bigger back on this first down carry. That's Logan Nemeth. Nemeth got a couple. But, John, that's the characteristics. He was playing with all seniors a year ago, was Kevin Burke. But Vince Karras says he's upped his leadership capabilities and wanted to really embrace and take control of his football team.
Yeah, and I think if you're going to have one guy coming back and 10 new starters, you want that guy coming back to be that leader, that quarterback that can lead everybody on the football team. Last year, he was a little bit younger and had that senior leadership, so it's worked out well for these Purple Raiders offensively.
10th play of the drive. Look at the power of the running back, Logan Nemeth. Nemeth very close to a first down. Going to bring up 3rd and short.
Nemeth brings some pretty good size here and power. This guy averaged 7.2 yards per carry coming into the football game. Not a workhorse, just 44 rushes on the year. So, but when he does touch it, he has some pretty good success.
They're going to bring the sticks across to measure here. All right, while this measurement takes place, I want to remind all of you the 2013 NCAA Division I, II, and III football championships continue next weekend. Games will be on Friday the 20th and next Saturday a week from today, the 21st. All games on the Watch ESPN app and right here on ESPN3.com. For more info, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 89 NCAA championships. Well, as I was telling you about NCAA championships, you saw the measurement, referee David Carter and crew. So they're going to put the football at very close to the 15-yard line. And this is going to then set up a 3rd down and just that much. They're 7 of 14 on 3rd down conversion opportunities. 3rd down, it's short. Down by 7, Kevin Burke and Mount Union. Nemeth, first down, needed to power inside the 15. He did just that. How about the work of the center, James Kent, and the 2 guards, Pat Mahoney and Michael Frank?
Yeah, just follow him in there, and it really kind of a change of offensive plan here. Instead of Burke keeping it, just go after the big center. There's a great block, how he just uses that left arm and strength and just turns the defensive lineman in front of him.
Now there's James Kent, 275-pound senior center, makes all the line calls for Vince Karras' offense. Nemeth broke a tackle. Nemeth inside the 5. Nemeth to the end zone. Touchdown, Logan Nemeth.
Let's go.
Well, it's all about effort, and what they did is they actually made the change, took out Bradley Mitchell, the quick guy that doesn't have his footing today. They bring in Logan Nemeth, the guy averaging over 7 yards a carry, and watch the desire to get across the end zone.
Logan Nemeth just put shots on 2 different North Central defenders, and now Vince Karras has got a decision to make. 5 minutes left. 34-33. Nemeth just bowled 15 yards to the house to bring Mount Union to within 1, and they are going to go for 2 to take the lead. 4 extra points have been missed. Just one of those, though, by Mount Union. Burke, straight quarterback carry. Kevin Burke with a leap. He got in. Kevin Burke with a 2-point conversion successfully to put Mount Union on top.
Let's see if he clears the line. We're obviously going to get a good look at it here. What an effort he was, reaching that right hand out. The back of the hand hits up past the goal line. It looks here. There's a great look. Blocked by that lineman down on the ground, but I think from the angle we saw up top that his wrist, when it hit the ground, or the back of his hand, was over the line.
Well, think about this too. When he went airborne, he came down while he was stretching, not to the knee, but to the right foot and leg to brace himself for the extra reach.
Wow. What an incredible football game. Take another look at it here as they're looking at it. Nothing hits prior to that hand hitting on the ground, and if that's crossed that goal line, they're going to give him a touchdown. And I just don't see him overturning it. I think that's just a tremendous effort. As you said, he kept that right knee off the ground, trying to put that right foot. Here's our best look at it.
Stick the right foot right there.
But keeps the body off. That's a touchdown.
Sure. 2-point conversion.
Or 2-point conversion,
right.
Yes.
So that ruling will continue and stand. The 2-point conversion is successful. And what a tremendous effort to stay alive from Kevin Burke. Logan Nemeth, the 15-yard run. Nemeth went for 25 yards and a touchdown on his 4 carries, and then Burke got in for the 2-point conversion. But we are on a roller coaster ride that has a North Pole Santa Claus effect to it that you wouldn't believe today here at Mount Union Stadium. Michael Regide, John Gregory, all of our ESPN crew. So the winner of this will face the winner of Wisconsin Whitewater and Mary Hardin Baylor next Friday. You'll see it here on ESPNU for the Stag Bowl Division III Championship.
Well, whoever wins that game, they're going to get some great game film to watch of this thing today. As a fan, you got to love every moment of this thing. As a football coach, you just have to be pulling your hair out. And you again see what's at stake here. North Central, first ever trip to the Stag Bowl. Mount Union, been there many times, but no stage fright, I don't think, for North Central today as they came up here, Mike.
Absolutely not. What a terrific job John Thorne and his Cardinals have done. Jordan Dean now on the return. Still alive. Look at the return for North Central's Jordan Dean. 32-yard kickoff return as he fielded that bouncy football in the snow. Just big plays all over the yard today, John.
Yeah, you almost don't want to kick the ball deep to somebody. You just don't know if your defenders can stop guys on special teams or anything else. But for North Central, of course, with 4:51 to go, how important this drive is. I don't know if they get the football back from the Purple Raiders if they have to give it up here.
We've had 5 lead changes. So what does Spencer Stanek He of the 73% on the season. Pass completion accuracy. What does he have in mind?
I think you go right back to pounding the football with your big running back in there and see what success that you have.
Matt Randolph, though, got popped pretty good by that front four on the Mount Union defense on that first down carry. In on the stop, Tom Lally, Matt Fetchko. We've called their names a lot today as John Thorne and his offense. And, no stage fright at all. They've certainly resembled a football team that has been on a huge stage all day long, although it's their first ever trip to the Division III semifinals. Stanek on 2nd and 11, came underneath, found his big tight end A.J. Thomas, hit him on that release route. First down, North Central.
Yeah, and that's what I would go back to. Mention it, the linebackers being aggressive coming up. I think that plays even more effective when you have a play fake, a back in the backfield to be able to just use as a decoy. But I think that's how you pick up some yardage. You keep pounding the football and then working the ball right over the middle.
15-yard hookup. Spencer Stanek to the big tight end A.J. Thomas. Now from the 37-yard line of Mount Union, back to the ground game. But Tom Lally making that stop along with Durham Alarms as they corralled Matt Randolph after he got a couple.
Well, how impressive has Randolph been coming into this game when, you know, he said we could play 3 or 4 positions and then to step in and just kind of take over the offense, really running the football. It's just got to give him a lot of credit.
Well, I don't know. We're showing you Nick Dace, who's one of the most prolific field goal and point after touchdown specialist in college football. But you don't know. It's iffy at best as we're under 3 minutes left. North Central down by 1. Firing that throw middle and connecting with Peter Sorensen is Spencer Stanek. They ran Sorensen on that slant, and Stanek found him.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Play action fake, hold the linebackers up, and steal it right over the center of the football. That's exactly what the open spot is. Tough to throw it to the outside, but you can make completions across the ball.
He hit a 15-yard throw to A.J. Thomas. Spencer Stanek just went for 14 more to Peter Sorensen. Back to the ground game. Randolph, tough going inside, got stopped by Tom Lally. Red zone time, though, or more appropriately, white snow zone time now for North Central.
Or they just want to keep letting that clock be their friend here. Use it up as much as they can. Either win this thing or lose it at the end of this drive and not give Mount Union one more opportunity.
From the 18-yard line, this is a 2nd and 7. We're inside 2 minutes left. As you see that current drive, that's taken close to 3 minutes off the clock. Stanek gonna look end zone to Sorensen, who made a tremendous catch. No signal. No signal. Still no signal. They're going to put him out of bounds inside the 1. What a sensational catch, Peter Sorensen.
Yeah, that was the communication. Whether he had his feet in bound, they thought he made the catch and held on to it. Did he get it down? His foot actually landed in the end zone, but the ball never crossed the end zone.
You don't do it any better than that for Peter Sorensen. How impressive has this young receiver been today?
That is the play of the day. His right foot goes in the end zone, but the football does not cross it. You rarely see that. What an unbelievable catch. And I think these officials have the ball right where it should be spotted.
Hey, Rick, come get this.
Just a dazzling day continues for 6'5" wideout Peter Sorensen. So the football is outside the pylon at about the half-yard line. His right foot's in the end zone, established.
That is a tremendous effort. A guy that's made a couple great plays today, and it's not going to get any better than that on a snowy, wet day to be able to come down with that play for this football team when they needed it.
Well, how about John Moore? He's watched his offense respond every time they've fallen behind and faced adversity. Let's give you the look that they're checking out upstairs here in the replay booth. Let's listen to referee David Carter. All right. It did malfunction. We weren't able to hear from David Carter. He confirmed that that is a catch. Now Spencer Stanek 3 for 3 for 46 yards on this drive after he had been 1 for his last 8.
Yeah, that's right. And you look at the previous drive, 3 of 12 passing. So when the time came and he got big help from Sorensen there, a catch that you will not believe when you see that.
Just a dazzling effort today for Peter Sorensen, the North Central wide receiver. North Central down 35-34. Football at the 1-yard line for quarterback Spencer Stanek. Randolph will power left side. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. Matt Randolph for the North Central lead.
Matt Randolph, his 3rd touchdown of the football game, as he is able to just stick it in the end zone again. They get it down there, just give it to the big back, over 200 pounds, and no question, he's just sticking his head down. He's not looking to make any cut. He's just trying to find a way to pick up that 1 yard.
That offensive line in North Central has been doing a job this afternoon. They're going to line up to go for 2. Their lead is 5. They want to put it to 7 if they can. Oh, Spencer Stanek will try to convert the 2-point opportunity. Stanek going to look end zone, and that throw is broken up and incomplete. He was looking to find A.J. Thomas, so it stays a 5-point North Central Cardinal lead. What a fabulous grab from Peter Sorensen that put it at the 1-yard line for Matt Randolph to power in. Does Mount Union answer?
This is smooth and precise on-road handling. This is total confidence and comfort. This is easy to use off-road capability when you need it. This is 70 and counting safety and security features. This is the freedom to keep chasing all the horizons you want. Introducing the all-new 2014 Jeep Cherokee.
Well-qualified lessees can lease the all-new 2014 Jeep Cherokee Sport for $259 a month.
Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry here. Yes, I'm a jewelry store. And yes, I'm talking to you. Mike here needs a necklace, but not just any necklace. He needs a honey, I love you even more than the day we got married necklace. Well, I don't want to brag, but my selection is larger than ordinary jewelry stores, with truly unique pieces you won't find just anywhere, making it easy for Mike to find the necklace that tells his wife exactly how he feels. There, that's why he went to Jared.
Santa Claus did come to town on a Sunday. Missed the game, but it's all worth it to see the smile on his face.
Fight fear of missing out on football. Download NFL Mobile and get every touchdown on Sunday afternoons with NFL Red Zone on your smartphone, exclusively from Verizon.
Energizer Ultimate Lithium AA batteries last up to 9 times longer versus Energizer Max, which means up to 9 times less waste. Energizer Ultimate Lithium. That's positive energy.
Friday on ESPNU. A Division III champion will be crowned when perennial powerhouse Mount Union battles Wisconsin Whitewater for the national title. Mount Union versus Wisconsin Whitewater, Friday at 7 on ESPNU.
MVP frontrunners and a ferocious rivalry renewed.
We was one game away. They've been in the finals, and they do forget that.
Titles are won in June, but statements are made in December. Pacers Heat at 7, Bulls Rockets at 9:30 tonight on E!
Hi, I'm Jeff Bolton. In this holiday season, DFW Honda has all the best gifts that go.
The ultimate cruising experience and the incomparable power and pulse of Honda V-twin engines can be yours. And right now you can get these cruisers with no payment for 6 months, no interest for 5 months, and a 1-year Honda Care Protection Plan. So saddle up and feel the rush that only these machines can deliver. DFW Honda in Grapevine at 114 and 121. Go to dfwhonda.com.
Why wait for movies to come out when you can watch them on Fios On Demand weeks before they're released on DVD? Check out this one today.
You're not afraid of the dark, are you? Now, we play for blood.
Riddick. Find the newest releases today on Fios. Not having to wait for the movies you want. That's powerful.
Well, the snow has fallen since we began today at noon. Actually started about 8:30 this morning. Michael Reggie, John Gregory, know you're loving this. What dramatic lead changes. 6 of them, 40-35. North Central back on top. Quarterback Spencer Stanek and his wide receiver extraordinaire, Peter Sorensen, have been absolutely electrifying today.
They have, and Sorensen came up with 3 huge catches, 2 for a touchdown and 1 to set up a touchdown. Not to mention the completion across the line of scrimmage, the big play he had to get the first down to keep that drive alive.
Mount Union with 1:38 and all 3 of their timeouts left. This line drive kick is going to angle out of bounds. Boy, Jordan Hargrove he's got to decide, if it's not going to go out of bounds, I better get on it because that's a live football. It did go out of bounds, which will put Mount Union in real good operating position.
Well, I think it's a good idea not to kick the ball deep, but you got to make sure as that ball was rolling out. He had a pretty good idea it was going out, but he was right there to make sure.
All right, with North Central on top of Mount Union 40-35. Let's take a look at our NCAA FCS championship. We'll advance the #1 team, North Dakota State. They'll go to the semis, playing the winner of New Hampshire at Southeast Louisiana. Towson, with a big win last night, awaits the winner of 3rd-seeded East Washington at Jacksonville State. Top-seeded North Dakota State advances in the FCS. Now, what about the top seed in Division III? The 11-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Down by 5 with 1:38 and 3 timeouts. Kevin Burke looking to put it up. Burke came underneath. He hit a check down, and he found his running back, Logan Nemeth. Nemeth near the midfield strike. Kevin Burke making the play to move the chains.
All the time in the world here. He doesn't panic and pull the football down and run it. He's trying to get some bigger chunks of yards, and he finds Nemeth for the big yard pickup.
20 yards there for Burke, going right back to work, going to throw the out. Luke Meacham made the catch. Kevin Burke, surging sharp, hitting Meacham. Another first down. $19 more yards for Kevin Burke on the hookup. Football at the 26-yard line. World of time left, 1:13. The Gallardi Trophy finalist Kevin Burke trying to rally up Mount Union. Burke gonna go end zone. Caught! Calichos! Touchdown! Light up the board for 6 Mount Union.
Well, a guy that's won 28 and lost 0 in his career, that type of guy does not panic. And Kevin Burke, again, give the offensive line credit. Plenty of time to throw the football. He finds a wide open receiver in the end zone. He knew it right away, and 3 timeouts on the board. He was not panicking, Kevin Burke, and he knew where his receiver was, and a quick score for the Purple Raiders. And really, the fans here, I think, are saying, is there any question, was there any doubt that we could go down and score? That's what history's all about.
Didn't need any of those 3 timeouts. Mike Colicchio, the 200-pound sophomore, made the grab to put 6 on the board. Missed extra points have been a theme in the order of the day. Mount Union's Edward Runkey missed 1. Sherman Wilkinson has blocked a pair for Mount Union.
And it's just been a complete nightmare for extra points, and that's exactly why Mount Union uses 1 here. And you know, after just a tremendous drive, you want to make sure you get the points on the board. And for Kevin Burke entering that drive, he had 98 yards passing on the day. That drive, 65 yards. After all of the discussion about the footing and no footing, what's at stake? Mount Union, the opportunity to go to their 9th consecutive trip to the Stag Bowl.
How about Kevin Burke, 3 for 3 for 65 yards for head coach Vince Karras on that drive to put Mount Union up 1 at 41-40. Now Burke on the snap for 2. And North Central is going to deny that as they hit Burke to deny the 2-point opportunity. So it stays again a 1-point lead for Mount Union.
Boy, and this Cardinal defense has focused on Burke during this 4th quarter, not letting him run the football, but you take away the run from him and he'll beat you through the air.
7 lead changes, 7 of them here, 4 of them in the second half. As you just saw, Mount Union's NCAA Division III 76-game home win streak is on the line. They have not lost here at home since Ohio Northern from the Ohio Athletic Conference beat them 21-14 back in October of 2005.
You know, there's just no panic on that sidelines. They know about it. And you asked the question during our conversation with the coaches, is the pressure mounting just because of that? And it's become an expectation for this football team. Same thing happened last year. They were down in a situation in the 4th quarter. They were able to come back and win the football game at the end. And, you know, that's just a sideline that doesn't panic. They know what they're doing. And even Santa Claus agrees.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, the jolliest of all the elves. He's had all kinds of fun, taking a little break from his North Pole excitement. Man, wait a minute now, though. There's 1 minute and 7 seconds left as Runkey a line drive this kick coming down to returner John Skoka. Well, let's check that on that return was Zach Patat. North Central had to battle their way back on about 4 different occasions today. Their defense stepped up.
Yeah, they really have played well in the second half. Really took Burke out of the running game until that last drive. And then special teams, block punt here after the drop snap, and that's when North Central kind of took over. And then a great play late in the ball game by a tremendous receiver, and Peter Sorensen set his team up to go ahead. And then Mount Union makes their 3-play drive to go back ahead.
Stanek got first down. Pressure coming. He got hit on delivery by Tom Lally, and the throw was incomplete. He wanted Peter Sorensen. Lally got there and made contact on delivery.
That's backside. You got to get rid of this football. You know time's running out as a quarterback here. You got to feel that pressure, and he was fortunate he got that away just in time.
2 timeouts left for North Central's Cardinals and their incredible senior quarterback, Spencer Stanek.
A couple times today we've seen him run a screen, and that would be big in this situation here with this anticipation of this rush.
Stanek will gun the out. Guess who? Peter Sorensen made the grab. First down. That's going to move the Sticks to the 45-yard line of Mount Union. Sorensen is just dazzling today.
Just great hands, great confidence.
10 catches today. Sorensen again. He'll grab that quick slant. Peter Sorensen just got 15 more to the 30-yard line. 29 yards back-to-back on 2 catches. Stanek going quick.
And now you can anticipate them coming after him. He's got the one-on-one matchup again with Sorensen to the outside.
He's going to throw the fade. Sorensen can't get there. Pressure coming, and on the coverage, Trey Jones.
No contact at the end, some hand fighting on both sides. I think it's good. No call there. Both guys battling for the football. That's a great look at it by our camera guys right there. And Sorensen just making the extra effort.
And John, they have not doubled Peter Sorensen today. And Trey Jones and Isaiah Chambers been a lot of one-on-one. Stanek. Matt Fetzko had him, lost him, and then that throw is incomplete. Matt Fetzko, Mount Union's defensive tackle, had Stanek wrapped up. He spun out of it and threw incomplete.
Well, we've seen both of these quarterbacks today just fight to stay up and get the extra yards running. I thought he was down here, but they was able to get away. And fortunately, he didn't throw this ball into the defenders for Mount Union. Now they've rolled somebody over the top. They put somebody up on Sorensen to the outside. The dangerous part now is the middle of the field because it looks like there's no safety going to be there.
3rd and 10 for Stanek. Going to come underneath. Hey, Jay Thomas had the football and couldn't put it away. It falls incomplete. 4th down for North Central with 17 seconds left.
And he's made a few big plays to convert some 3rd downs into 1st downs, and North Central or Mount Union going to use a timeout here, and North Central have some time to regroup here and figure out what they're going to do. But defensive philosophy changed that time for the Purple Raiders as they rolled up somebody in coverage on Sorensen and then put a safety over the top. And so I mentioned that vacates the center of that field sometimes. It gives you an opportunity to get your big tight end down the middle.
7 lead changes, 4 of them here in the 2nd half, and the footing has been treacherous.
It's just been that type of day. You knew it was going to be that way, and you could see kickers slipping. You've seen guys slip on punt returns, quarterbacks back to throw, haven't had footing. But you've seen it on both sides. So as they say, both are playing the same conditions, and that's why we've got a close game. You're talking a 1-point ball game after all this.
All right, 4th down to 10. What do you want to dial up here, John, to keep your season alive?
Well, I think you find a way somehow to get it in Sorensen's hand, get your big guy in there, and see what you can do.
He's lined up in the slot. There you see number 9, right there, middle of your screen in the slot.
It's going to give you an opportunity to get your bigger guy down the center of the field, anticipating they were going to cover him with both guys outside.
Stanek with pressure, just got to put it up for grabs. Knocked down, and Mount Union has survived. The defending Division III national champions, the Mount Union Purple Raiders. Their legacy is to win Division III championships. They got the stop with 10 seconds left.
Well, great effort here. What do you do at the end of a game? Knock it down. Knock it down. He didn't try to intercept that ball, have it bounce off anything. He did what you're coached to do, and that coach right there has been around history, and he's rubbing his forehead. Even in this weather, you can sweat a little bit out there.
Sure, and that's what Mike Meyer, the free safety did. The Mount Union in victory formation for quarterback Kevin Burke. In unbelievable fashion, they've done it again. You can book another trip to the Division III Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl for the Purple Raiders of Vince Karras and Mount Union.
The Heisman Trophy.